AlphaOmegaSin, back again! But this time I'm going to talk about something that normally I don't talk about, even though I like it a whole lot. And this is going to be my top 5. My top 5. So this is like my personal favorite animes of all time. Which I'm going to include a little extra, just, because narrowing everything down to 5, just, these are the best of the best, in my opinion, is kind of hard to do, so I will have some other ones I like a whole lot and feel that they're noteworthy and definitely deserve to be mentioned. So, here we go. At number 5, I'm going to have Dragon Ball / Dragon Ball Z. I don't include GT because I don't really like GT all that much. Sorry, I'm not a fan of it, really. But I do like Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z a lot. As a fan of the series, like, for, oh man, like, at least, like, over 10 years now, Dragon Ball, in my opinion, is probably what I like a little bit more. Just because there was more of an emphasis on adventure and story, and there was a lot more characters, and Dragon Ball Z was really, like, everything was a lot more serious. There wasn't as much adventure. It's more about just, like, all the action and fighting, which is honestly awesome looking. But, I like the character development. I like the little goofy jokes that they had all the time. I like the lighthearted humor in general. Just, it was really awesome. But in general, yeah, the series is just amazing. And with, like, hundreds and hundreds of episodes, you won't get bored anytime soon. So yeah, Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, awesome. At number 4 is Helsing / Helsing Ultimate. Though I'm going to have to go out on a limb and just say that Helsing Ultimate is the superior product in general, just because it follows the mangas to a T, pretty much. The artwork in Helsing Ultimate is amazing. And the original Helsing, it looked very good, but Helsing Ultimate is stylized like the actual comics that they were based off of. But the thing is, unfortunately, there's rumors circulating that there isn't going to be an English dub of the remaining OVAs, which is really unfortunate. I'm just kind of sad about that because I think that the voice actors that they had for Helsing Ultimate were amazing, to be honest. I loved it overall. And I have all the books. I've read through all of them. I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the prequel series that's coming out. So I'm really crossing my fingers and hoping that comes out. As for regular Helsing, I liked it a lot, but the series was made before a lot of the comics themselves and the mangas, before they were finished. So they kind of just did their own thing. And after you read the books and then see Helsing, you go, I don't like that as much. And that's how it's been for me and a lot of people I know personally that liked it. But yeah, it's still really good overall. I can't really deny it. It's like one of the best vampire anythings. So yeah, Helsing kicks ass. At number 3. At number 3 is going to be Outlaw Star. Now, I love Outlaw Star so much. I loved it whenever it was actually being shown on TV. I still love it to this day. It's just, it's amazing. The thing is, Gene Starwin is one of the most badass characters. Like, I like his character in general just because you get to see so many different sides of him. You get to see him being goofy. You get to see him serious. You get to see him sad. You get to see him being alcoholic. You get to see the good and bad points of him, and I really like that. And just like the adventure aspects of the show, was really awesome. It's just unfortunate because it's like most animes, it's 26 episodes, then it stops, and you're just like, no, I want more. And with that series, it definitely seems like it could keep going, or they, at the very least, could decide, well, we're going to go with like a prequel series. And there was rumors that they were going to have a continuation to the series, but yeah, it wasn't going to have Gene Starwin in it, so why bother? That's my opinion. Like, why would you ever bother? He's the emphasis of the show. He's the main character. Everything revolves around him. The supporting cast are very good, but yeah, he's like, the main star. So yeah, Outlaw Star, awesome. At number 2, victory! Anyway, at number 2 is Trigun with Vash the Stampede, and honestly, just one of the most badass animes ever. Hell, that anime is one of the reasons why I got into anime. it's so cool. And if you ever get around to reading the mangas of Trigun Maximum, that continues the story. So I highly suggest that anybody who hasn't checked them out, you should. Go on, do it. Especially if you go on Amazon.com, because they're like, I think I've seen them on there for a penny. And granted, some of them were used, but still a penny. You're just paying for shipping. That's all you're really paying for. But yeah, totally worth picking up. The thing is, as much as I love the series, I really would like to see Trigun Maximum adapted in the same exact style. And the thing is, you know, from all the awesome action, the really goofy antics that Vash gets himself into, the awesome story, all the epic villains that they have tons and tons of bad guys for Vash to face off against. You know, all the gung-ho guns. And then they have a supporting cast with characters like Wolfwood. I'm sorry, Wolfwood is such a badass. I just liked him a lot. Then there was Legato, which Legato is a bad guy, but he's a character I'm glad that they actually have kept around within the books. So yeah, I guess that's kind of like a spoiler alert for anybody. Legato is still around. Yeah, I didn't mean for a spoiler alert there, but just saying that I really do like all the characters in it. Just love the show to death. So yeah. Oh, and there is Badlands Rumble, which should be getting translated sometime soon, according to all the news I've been seeing. But I got Japanese version, watch it with subtitles, and it's fucking awesome. That's all I can say. So yeah, Trigun, epic. And here it is, my #1 choice for my all-time favorite anime. Can you guess what it is? Give you two to count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Cowboy Bebop. Now, I know for a lot of people that Cowboy Bebop is amazing to them in so many ways. A lot of people will be like, oh, it should have been this and this and this. And that's fine. You know, again, this is just my own personal list. These are my own favorites. This isn't like I'm saying, you know, this list is like absolute proof of what is the best of the best. But Cowboy Bebop is my favorite overall. I've watched that series 100 million times like over and never get bored of it. I enjoy it just as much. I really can't get enough of it. And, you know, the movie, also very good. I just want more. like so many fans out there, I want more. I just hate the fact that it's been done with. You know, the creator went on to make Samurai Champloo, which is amazing. Very, very, very good. But I want more Cowboy Bebop. I do. They can make a prequel series. It would work just as well. They could make a sequel series. I don't know how well that'll work. Mostly doing part 2 the end. I won't give that away because that's a big deal. But yeah, I would really like to see them just continue the series in any kind of way because it's amazing. Spike, awesome. Faye, awesome. Just all the characters in it, just awesome, 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 awesome. Then Edward. Edward is really funny. So yeah, I've been checking out some of the books too. They're really good. But yeah, Cowboy Bebop, it deserves my #1 spot because it's got my heart. Now this section I'm going to devote to animes that I love to death, and I would put them on a list. Just they wouldn't reach the top 5, unfortunately, but they definitely are noteworthy enough to be mentioned. First up is Case Closed. Now, this is a series I knew about way back in the day. I'd only seen a couple episodes before it was taken off Cartoon Network. But recently, I started getting some of the episodes in the movies and have been watching it. And right now, I think we only have 130 episodes here in America in the first 6 movies. I've watched over 100 episodes so far, and I've watched all the movies. It's such an awesome show. For me being a fan of Batman and just liking detective comics in general, watching this, it honestly is like right up my alley. I love it so much. There's a large emphasis on who done it, and I love that. You know, I love trying to figure it out along the way of, I bet they did it. You know, it's just really cool. And the thing is, in Japan, I think there's over 600 episodes, and I was just like, oh my god. And Funimation is the company that owns the rights to it, and I think that they have done a really good job with translating everything. I don't like that it is a little watered down as far as the violence goes. but I can understand why they did. I just wish that they didn't. I think that should be a faithful transition from, you know, Japanese to English with everything intact. But what can you do? But yeah, case closed. Love it to death. If you haven't checked it out, make sure that you do, because it really does deserve more fans. That's the truth. So yeah, case closed. Awesome. Next up, and I'm gonna kind of just put this all together, is the Tenshi series. The Tenshi series is one of the animes that I got into originally. It was actually the first anime I ever bought was Tenshi Universe. I bought the entire box set. I love Tenshi so much. There's Tenshi Universe, Tenshi Muyo, Tenshi in Tokyo, Tenshi GPX, Tenshi Ryoki, and then there's all the movies. I don't know if I'm forgetting anything, but yeah, those are all the ones that I've checked out, and I love that series so much. It's really funny. It has the whole sci-fi aspect to it. Ryoko, who's one of the main characters and one of the major love interests within the series, is one of my favorite anime characters, honestly. As far as like female lead characters go, I actually think she's awesome. I just really, really wish that they would kind of continue with the Tenshi universe, because that was my favorite one, was Tenshi Universe. I like Muyu a lot. That's probably my second favorite, but Universe was overall my favorite. I would like to see that, like, another 26 episodes, you know, plot breakdown on top of that, with an actual ending instead of, you know, the open-ended endings that it gets. So yeah, definitely good stuff. Next up, Neon Genesis Evangelion. Now, nobody can really make it like a top list without mentioning it, and for good reason. It's amazing. It's one of those animes that it has a lot of psychological aspects to it that most animes, whenever they're writing the stories, they wouldn't be able to pull this off with such, you know, finesse. And it is honestly amazing. I loved the living hell out of that series. I don't put it in my top 5 just because the other ones, I guess they have like more meaning to me, you know, over the years. And I didn't honestly get into Evangelion until like much later down the road, whereas most fans had seen it like a million times over and everything. But yeah, it is really awesome, and for all anime fans, it's something you should definitely own or at least see once all the way through. It's just amazing. FLCL. Awesome. It's such a short series though. That's like the biggest downside to it for me, is it's way too short for how amazingly well done it is. From the art to just like it's so out there with the animation. I really loved it for that alone. And the story is just, it's kind of like an acid trip with comedy thrown in. Like it's really good. But the thing is, you know, they have like a lot of the emotional buildup thrown into it that, you know, you'll watch it and you won't see it coming, but you actually care. And I like that a lot. You know, when something that somebody writes and you're watching it, when you can actually say that you care about what's happening to a fictional character, they did a really good job. So yeah, FLCL, awesome. I'm going to round off the rest of the list with just mentioning a couple other ones, just because I don't want this video to go on for hours and hours and hours. Next up, being Berserk. Berserk, really good. I prefer the books, though, to be honest, just because they're a lot better. But the anime is really good. Golden Boy, which is by far one of the funniest animes I've ever seen. If you haven't seen it, make a note to see it, because it deserves your attention and time, because it's awesome. Death Note, I really like Death Note. The later episodes I'm kind of iffy about, but I really do like the premise of it, just really good. Full Metal Alchemist, because Full Metal Alchemist is just really awesome, and they're going and making Brotherhood right now, and I'm enjoying the hell out of that, because that's following the comics / manga. But that's also really good. I'm trying so hard not to leave things out right here. I know people will be typing in comments, "You forgot this!" And it's not that I'm forgetting it, it's just a top list, and I want to mention other things just because I love them so much. But yeah, I think I'll just stick with those right now. Oh, here. One more. Excel Saga. Probably one of the most random animes that you'll ever watch. And again, like Golden Boy, one of the funniest I've ever seen. Just love it to death. Can hug and squeeze it until its head pops off. But yeah, those ones are all worth mentioning. So you should check those all out. So that is my top 5 animes that I, AlphaOmegaSin, love to death. I hope that you did like watching this. I know this went on a little bit longer than I anticipated, but there was a lot of things that I want to mention just because I liked them so much. And on this channel, I really don't get to talk about anime all that much, even though I like it a whole lot, as well as mangas and everything. So yeah, hope that you liked it and you enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon, because I always have more videos to make. So yeah, later!